Dangers of Greed, a cautionary tale from the Igbo tribe. Once upon a time, in a small village in Igbo land, there lived a young boy named Ugo. Ugo was a kind and hard-working boy who helped his parents on their farm. They grew yams, cassava, and maize, which they sold at the market to make a living. One day, while Ugo was working on the farm, he stumbled upon a strange object buried in the ground. As he dug deeper, he found a small shiny pot filled with gold coins. Ugo was overjoyed and thought that all his problems were solved. He ran to his parents and showed them the pot of gold. His parents were happy, but they warned Ugo that the gold was not a blessing, but a test. They told him to use the gold wisely and to always remember that greed can be a curse. But Ugo did not listen. He became obsessed with the gold and started to think of ways to get more. He spent all his time counting the gold coins and dreaming of all the things he could buy with them. As Ugo's love for gold grew, he started to change. He became lazy and stopped helping his parents on the farm. He would rather spend his time playing with the gold coins than helping his family. One day, Ugo's greed led him to make a terrible decision. He decided to sneak into his neighbor's farm at night and steal some of their yams to sell at the market. He thought that with the money he would get from selling the yams, he could buy even more gold. As Ugo was digging up the yams, he was caught by his neighbor, Okoro. Okoro was very angry and disappointed in Ugo. He told Ugo that his greed was going to destroy him and his family. Ugo was ashamed and afraid. He apologized to Okoro and promised to return the yams. But Okoro told him that it was not just about the yams. It was about the kind of person Ugo was becoming. Okoro said, "Ugo, your greed is like a disease. It will consume you and destroy everything good in your life. You must learn to be content with what you have and to work hard for what you want." Ugo listened to Okoro's words, but he was not sure if he could change. He went back to his parents and told them what had happened. His parents were disappointed, but they also saw an opportunity to teach Ugo a valuable lesson. They told Ugo that they would give him one last chance to change his ways. They gave him a task to complete, which would test his greed and his willingness to change. They told Ugo that they would give him a small plot of land to farm and that he would have to work hard to cultivate it and harvest a good crop. They warned him that if he failed, he would lose the land and the chance to redeem himself. Ugo was determined to succeed. He worked hard every day, planting, watering, and tending to his crops. He also helped his parents on their farm, learning new skills and taking on more responsibilities. As the days turned into weeks, Ugo's crops began to grow, and he started to feel a sense of pride and accomplishment. He realized that working hard and earning his own success was much more fulfilling than relying on his gold coins. But just as Ugo was starting to feel confident, a severe drought hit the land. The crops began to wither and die, and Ugo's hard work seemed to be for nothing. Ugo was devastated. He had worked so hard, and now it seemed like everything was being taken away from him. He began to wonder if he would ever be able to overcome his greed and find true happiness. Just then, a wise old man appeared at the farm. He introduced himself as Ogbuefi, a respected elder from a neighboring village. Ogbuefi looked at Ugo with kind eyes and said, "My young friend, I see that you are struggling, but I also see that you have the potential to be great. Are you willing to listen to my advice and learn from your mistakes?" Ugo nodded eagerly, hungry for guidance. Ogbuefi smiled and began to speak. Ogbuefi said, "Ugo, the drought that has struck our land is not just a natural disaster, but also a test of our character. It is a reminder that true wealth and happiness do not come from gold or material possessions, but from the relationships we build, the hard work we put in, and the wisdom we gain. Your greed and obsession with gold have blinded you to the true values of life. But it's not too late to change. You can still learn to appreciate the simple things, to value the people and relationships in your life, and to find joy in the journey, not just the destination. Ugo listened intently, feeling a mix of emotions, shame, regret, but also hope. He knew that Ogbuefi's words were true, and he was ready to make a change. Ogbuefi continued, "I want you to do something for me, Ugo. I want you to share what little food you have with your neighbors, who are also struggling. I want you to help them, not because you expect anything in return, but because it's the right thing to do." Ugo hesitated at first, but then nodded his head. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but he was willing to try. As Ugo began to share his food with his neighbors, something remarkable happened. The community came together, and people began to support and care for each other. The drought was still severe, but the spirit of the community was renewed. Just then, a loud rumble of thunder was heard, and dark clouds gathered in the sky. Ogbuefi looked up and smiled. "The rains are coming," he said, "but will Ugo be ready to receive the blessings that come with it?" As the rains poured down, the land began to heal, and the crops started to grow again. Ugo's farm flourished, and he became known as one of the most generous and hard-working farmers in the community. Ugo realized that the true wealth was not in his gold coins, but in the relationships he built, the lessons he learned, and the positive impact he had on his community. The moral of the story is that greed and selfishness can lead to destruction, but generosity, kindness, and hard work can lead to prosperity and happiness. Remember, true wealth is not just about what you have, but about who you are and how you impact the world around you. Thanks for watching The Dangers of Greed, a cautionary tale from the Igbo tribe on Tales from SANKOFA. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more African folk tales and moral lessons. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on new uploads. Share this video with your friends and family to spread the wisdom. Join us next time on Tales from SANKOFA for another exciting story.